She's sitting there looking at us right now, telling us that she's not videotaping it.
I'm not videotaping anything.
The camera is. It's not
You're to watch the
working.
birdie.
The big birdie in the yellow shirt behind the camera. Huh?
Let that go. Marcia's waiting
What?
on you.
That's okay. I'll get you in the meantime, Pat.
You don't need me.
Marcia's shirt. That's close enough. What color is it?
It's a off gold.
Okay, gold, yellow. Make me crazy.
Nan, leave those dishes.
Come talk.
Leave those dishes.
Marcia wants her interview.
Well, I'll talk to Pap in the meantime.
What about?
What do you want to talk to me about? No, I'm just kidding.
I guess I'll talk to you about sauerkraut.
That's funny.
I want you to tell me about your first date with Nan.
Yeah,
First date with
tell her
Nan.
about that.
Yeah.
I was so long ago, I don't remember.
You do remember. Tell her. I want to hear what you had to say.
Well, I didn't get the one I went after, but she wouldn't sit in my lap.
That's what you said.
Okay?
But that was how you got her, because she wouldn't sit on your lap.
Hey, you didn't have to come back.
Let that go. I'll get that after a
Listen to
while.
me. You didn't have to come
He wants
back.
help with this story. You better get over here.
Tell me, Pap, what you did when you were a child.
A child?
Yeah. What kind of things
Work.
did you play? Did you work?
He did work.
You didn't play at all?
Yeah, oh, once in a while we got
Uh-huh.
it, like over the weekend and Sunday maybe. But otherwise, we worked pretty much at a
Tell her
time.
how old you were when you took mules and made worked the mules out in the field. And they're like, they had to work.
Now she'll be quiet.
When I was 6 years old, my dad hitched 3 head of horses in the hire, put me on the lead horse, and said, "Now you hire." At 6 years old. At 9 years old, I was using a walking plow and plowing. You know, those are things. At 9 years old. Yep, about all we done was work.
And our kids complain.
Yeah, anyway, about it. Just thinking that, I thought,
But
man.
he got kicked one time because he didn't do it right. Now, that's the only one thing about his dad that I'm afraid I didn't agree with. A kid that old doing the work of a man, and then because he didn't do it right, he gave him up.
Sounds like somebody not wanting to bring firewood in.
Yeah, sort of. Firewood wasn't his dad. I didn't get a kick due to my dear old grandpa. I don't.
And did your brothers and sisters have to do the same?
Well, we
Kind
all
of
had our
work.
jobs. My brother, he worked pretty much around at the barn, you know. I went to the field and of course, I was 3 years older than him, 4 years older. And we pretty much had our regular jobs. Like I say, he worked around the barn.
I don't think he.
Probably the sisters worked in the house with the mother. Of course, they all worked in the patch, you know. You'd have a big garden and big patch, and all of them would work in there.
Well, who's the oldest out of the 4 of you?
Who?
Violet was the oldest.
Violet.
Helen.
And then
Helen.
Helen, and then you, and then
And
Rob.
next Sunday, Helen will be 90.
Wow, really?
Yeah, well, I'll be 87 this spring.
Yeah,
And Rob was 4 years younger than me.
yeah.
Yeah, Helen will be 90 next Sunday.
What, next Sunday?
Next Sunday, yeah. The 8th.
Oh. And did your father was a farmer then did you ever think about doing anything else besides farming?
No.
Well, when I come home from the Army, I worked at International Harvester for 2 years. And then I bought a tractor and some farm equipment, and we started farming. Farming ever since.
And did you ever figure out that on April Fool's Days your cows were not loose?
Cow-
Remember? On April 1st
Did he-
every
yeah.
year, we would come in and say, Pap, the cows are loose. And he'd go running out, even after you didn't have cows anymore.
No.
You know he did it just to humor us. He
Yeah,
knew
he
they weren't out.
yeah, he was just keeping us entertained.
No. Got rid of the cows long ago.
And the Army, did you volunteer to go into the
No,
Army, or were you drafted?
Drafted.
Uh-huh. When did you leave to go?
When did I go? February of 43, wasn't it? No. Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Let's see, 40, 44,
Yeah.
45. Yeah. I left February 43. Went to New Cumberland. Of course, that was the induction center, you know. From there to Atlantic City. Basic training in Atlantic City. Then I had 3 different places in Georgia. Then to California, then overseas.
You went straight over to India?
India, when we went to India. Had about
No, but did you go?
6 months there, then into Burma.
And what was your job over there? I mean, what was the purpose of your group
Well,
being there?
I was in an MP company attached to the Air Force. And our job was, well, like guarding ammunition dumps and important airplanes if the general would come in, you know. Guard his airplane, or maybe get in a Jeep with him and ride for him to go up and inspect the troops. Or big gas tanks. I had great big gas tanks all around through the jungle. That's pretty much the job there. Then when into Burma, of course, we got into the fighting.
Tell her about the time you got in the foxhole.
Tell her about what?
You jumped. There was a raid going on. The Japs were coming over in their planes, and you guys.
That night we,
When there was water in the foxhole, you
Yeah.
all kind of jumped right in the water.
of course, in monsoon season, there was water everywhere, you know. One night about 2 o'clock in the morning, well, we were like, this was the airstrip. We surrounded the airstrip over there, guarding the airstrip. Of course, the Japs is all around us too, there in the jungle. And the Chinese, there was Chinese, British troops and American troops. And the Chinese, they were trigger happy. One night they thought, I guess the Japs was coming on the field, and they started to shoot. Well, oh my, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and our trench was about this deep, full of water right to the top. Of course, we all had out and in those foxholes and trenches, set in that water. It was about 7 o'clock the next morning. Man, I mean, there's thousands of bullets. See, each, I think it was every 3rd bullet was a tracer bullet. You could see where it was going. And it just looked like the 4th of July for about 3 or 4 hours.
That's not the one I was talking about. The one where the guy got out, he was in with another guy, and you know what happened?
Yeah, well, Lenny, I'm coming to that. And the guy next to me, when we were in this trench, he said, "Yeah, I gotta pee. What am I gonna do?" I said, "Well, you're soaking wet now. Do it in here. Don't get out." And there was another guy with somewhere in another trench was saying to the guy next to him, "Let the stinking crack." And I guess he get out, did he?
He got out, and they were shooting at him, you know, and somebody said, "Why did you get out?" He said, "May as well let him kill me with the gun as to suffocate me."
See, you were scattered the whole way around the field there. Different things happen, different places.
What other things? I remember some of the. I don't remember a lot of the armor stories that you told when we were little.
Oh, I know.
I don't
you were
remember.
pretty small when I was telling
I
you
was
them.
small, and I remember at the time I never really used to pay attention to them. And Melissa and Marina were the ones that I think Miley too used to ask for them more.
He used to tell us about being on the boats and
I remember
I
the
guess what you'd
C6
have for you, the
stories
C6 stories and what you'd have to eat.
and the Panther story. What was the Panther story, Pat? The Black Panther that you saw, or
Oh, one night I was down in the jungle walking guard around a big gas tank. Another guy up along the road was, I think, a telephone building. Anyway, dark. Of course, you had to do this all in the dark because you couldn't use a flashlight, or if the chaps would have seen the light, they started to shoot. Anyway, this guy started to shoot 3 or 4 times. I thought, oh, it must be coming, somebody coming. So I ran out to a path and went up to where he was. I get up there and I said, "Jim," I said, his name was Jim. "What's wrong?" He said, "Didn't you see that big panther coming up that path?" I said, "No." There was a big panther run out right up past him there. He started to shoot at. He thought it was going to get him. Of course, I was, like I say, back in the jungles there, and it was dark. I wouldn't have seen it.
That was before they had night vision goggles, huh?
yeah, and all this
That one
nuclear
night.
technology
Right,
and
right.
That one night we were on the ammunition dump, and we went out and kept the vehicle out there, went out in the weapons carrier. One of us would sleep a while, and while the other one would watch the dump, and we'd exchange off all night, you know. I just got to sleep about 10 o'clock. This guy woke me up. He said there was a panther right here trying to get up in the vehicle. He's clawing at me. I said, "Oh, let him go. He'll go away." So finally it went away.
he wasn't clawing to get up a pap, obviously. oh,
Oh, you had some funny things happen.
uh-huh. What were some of the other ones you remember?
Oh, I don't know. One time, this is over there when I'm trying to get the place called Michino, the big city the Japanese took, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's girls over there called Gishi girl. And they would go out with the fox into the Japanese foxholes and trenches. The Japs called them their comfort girls. And this one P-40 Pala one time took over for the city to do a raid on it. And he got in pretty close to the city and seen a bunch of these girls. He come back laughing. We asked him what was so funny. And he said, "Well, I know there's a bunch of those girls isn't going to be comfort girls anymore." So he just opened up the fire on those girls. Oh, well, they were enemy girls,
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "I just opened up on them." Got a bunch of them.
That wasn't very nice.
Well, that was what
What
happened, I
happens, guess.
guess.
Story, yeah.
It's war. It's kill or be killed. Well, I guess, anyway. What are some of the differences that you see between how you lived when you were a child, when you were younger, when you were married, as to how we live today? What are some of the big differences that you see?
Oh, gee.
Everything, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Everything's different. Everything. When I was a kid, there was no television or first there was radio, you know, but everybody just didn't have a radio. There was none of these cell phones or anything like that stuff. Everything's different.
Mm-hmm. Any of these video games like they have now?
Oh my,
Uh,
none of that stuff.
Checkers and cheese. That was the game.
Yeah.
what kind of games did you play when you were younger?
Checkers and Pachisa.
Mm-hmm. That's
It
all?
was, huh?
About it.
Did you jump rope?
Well, we find no rope somewhere. We didn't have a black jumping rope. We've got an old
Binder
banded
twine,
rope
huh?
somewhere.
They take the tail of the cow.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you see as being different, Nan, from when you were younger? Nan.
I see it's,
Leave that, Nan.
I gotta get it done.
She wants you to turn
Oh,
around.
you're gonna get the gyms. Oh, that's
Trying to
okay.
avoid your camera, that's what she's
Oh, okay.
doing.
I gotta go up there. I tried to get up there at 2 o'clock somehow, but maybe.
She's not gonna leave if you're not up there.
I'll get her later then because Nan doesn't interview well standing up.
I don't know.
She interjects her little comments, but that's it.
We got Nicole on camera, huh?
Oh, ha, ha.